Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this wonderful Tuesday morning. It's about 9:30 now. I've been slowly finding all this wood rot up on the second floor of this side deck, and I repaired, like I told you in the video yesterday, this little rot. So this is PVC, and of course I put it all the way around, as you can tell. Okay, good deal. Still got to put this in primer. Now, I came over here and was just inspecting. Like I said, I needed to inspect all these posts and the trim work. And sure enough, I found a nice big piece of rotten wood. Okay? Nice and rotten. But I want you to look at this cut. You see this? Okay, they got this notch out right there to accommodate that. Okay, for the wrought iron. There's where the notch out is. Then they cut half the wood away, milling it on the inside. Okay, then the sides are 45-degree cuts. Okay, now here's the caulk. Now I just want you to see how they built this. Now, this is not the craziest thing I've ever seen. If you notice right over here, right there in the corner, this is hollow on the inside. Okay? So they cut this exaggerated slot here. They cut the slot out, and that was his easy way of putting it all together. And he just basically created a gap on the bottom side of this. And then, as you can tell, this is how it goes in there. Okay? Just like that. All right. Now, I got to recreate this, but I'm going to recreate it out of PVC. Instead of creating this big slot up here, I'm just going to cut me a notch out to accommodate right there. So I'll just cut me a little notch out. That way there's more material sitting on the base right here. And then 45-degree it, tack it up, and then caulk it in. Okay? But as you can tell, this would not have been the way I would have built this originally. This is just, there's 16-year-old paint, probably 2 or 3 layers of it, over the last 20-something plus years. But anyway, this is just a poor design. And if you noticed also, too, the rod iron guy, I was confused who came in first. The trim guys, the rod guy, who had the architectural drawings and the specs originally. So when the wrought iron guy come up here, you can see, look at the gap, huge gap in there. I mean, more half an inch, a little bit more than half an inch. But the whole thing is why did they build this? It just makes no sense why they built this like this. This just, it's seemingly overcomplicated for what needed to happen for this type of post. Okay. All right, enough of that. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me sit down here. I have not been in this business that long to where I can consider myself a builder. I'm not a builder, okay? My background is in restoration. I know how to restore things. Show me the original, and I can take the original off and build something comparable or better than the original design. Okay, that's kind of how I train myself. Now, when I see work like this, even though I'm not the builder, I'm not the architect, I'm not the guy who sets up the drawings. I'm not any of those guys, and I don't have that experience. I don't have HVAC experience. I don't have, diagnostic electrical and install electrical. I can diagnose electrical up to a point, and I can do remove, replace pretty easily. But some plumbing jobs I stay away from because they're underground. I don't mess with this stuff. But woodworking is my specialty. Okay, that's something that goes back 40 plus something years. I've always been able to work with wood. Now, this whole 5 decks. Remember, the 3 in the back. Now, I have not gone on deck number 3 yet. Remember, that's a whole different ball game. All the materials have to be brought through the house because there's no access point up there except through the house. I haven't even been up there yet. But this is basically 5 decks. 3 in the back and the 2 here. Okay, there's a lower deck, which you guys know about. See, there's the lower deck. You come up the stairs, and then you got the upper deck. All right? So, technically, there's 2 decks over on this side, and there's 3 in the back. There's 5 total decks. Each one, and a set of stairs in the back by the pool. I've been on this job for off and on now for 2.5 months. I'm more than 50% complete with doing what I'm supposed to be doing for this customer. But again, to get back to the original point of this, is that if it were me building this, I would not build it this way. This house is built kind of too fancy in a weird way. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put it into words. It's like they tried to make it look expensive, but they weren't really doing a great job of the engineering of it to make it look expensive, okay? There was no long-term guarantees that the builder or the architect could have made that says, oh yeah, this will stand the test of time, because it would not. This house, if it sat here for 50 years, you probably would have to bulldoze it. And that's only 50 years old. Most houses out there today are 100+ years old. That was built by craftsmen back in the day that didn't have all this technology and didn't have all these power tools and all this stuff. They built everything by hand. That's stick built. You know, yes, these are stick built also. But the thing is I just don't think there's a lot of TLC going into the whole quality of building houses. You know, what's going to weather, water is your number one enemy, and then Mother Nature with plants and trees and bushes. Like if you took that tree right there and you planted it right there, eventually you would have a problem, okay? Trees, bushes, water are very invasive, especially when it comes to the exterior of a house. So they create mold, mildew, water damage themselves, and then the bugs and Mother Nature take over the rest. You know, carpenter bees burrow holes and everything, ants dig into everything, set up nests, termites. You gotta keep in mind all those variables when building a house if you want to make it last for a very, very long time. So when I look at this construction and this house is 20 years old, I'm a little shocked because the bottom line is not built that well. But it's a $750,000 house. This place has got an elevator in it. You know, I mean, it's 4 stories tall with a pool. You know, so, you know, in one of the premium golf course neighborhoods in Wakefield. So I'm just saying, maybe I'm just kind of getting this one off my chest now that I'm more than 50% done with this house, and I basically run into everything I'm going to run into. Well, I don't know about that 3rd deck yet. We'll see about that. But the point is that I'm just a little shocked that the quality level, I give it a C-. Okay, guys, I'll check you guys out on another video. You know what to do. Thumbs up, leave those comments, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are, leave that button alone, share, like, and I'll catch you guys later. Restoration work.